An honest critique of the situation surrounding Manatreed. I want to preface this by saying this isn't a hurt or another white man on the SMP kind of post, nor does it come from a place of envy, malice or otherwise. Manatreed seems like a genuinely sweet person and I wish him all the best in any avenues he might take. That being said, the way this entire situation has unfolded is weird, and the negative fandom response was not only foreseen, but could have been largely avoided. Let's first start with the commonly heard argument. Manatreed made his Twitter account in June of 2021, posted those self-is, and went dormant until Dream's tweet in November 2021, to which he replied, "No content, nothing to vet." I know Dream explained that they were buddies back in the MCPVP days, but those days are long gone. If memory serves me right, MCPVP closed down in 2015. Manatreed would have been 17 or 18 at the time. I highly doubt that 7 years after the fact, and a lot of facial maturing happening in the early 20s, Dream would have been able to recognize Manatreed by just their jaw. There is, no internet history on this person at first glance. If you Google Manatreed, nothing comes up. What compelled Dream to reach out to a completely unknown person with no content or anything of the like to see if they made interesting content and or had an entertaining personality? You tell me. NOW, that would not have been an issue if the rest of the situation wasn't so fucking weird. So, of course, conspiracy about Dream himself being Manatreed skyrocketed, which, while denied by Dream on multiple instances, was also semi-played into, muddying the waters and leaving people with a lot of questions. Combine that with Dream's defensiveness and long-winded essay about Manatreed that he hasn't shown to do to that degree for other friends from that year, asking the fanbase to get Manatreed to 300k Twitter followers, and the Dream is Manatreed train took off at incredible speeds with no intention of stopping until it all came to a crash yesterday. For lack of better words, Manatreed's knowledge of streaming software is subpar, and their Minecraft skills seemed rusty. The first hour of the stream was basically just troubleshooting ops and explaining how to eat in Minecraft. If you had the intention to stream since June, why not play around with ops in Minecraft a little to familiarize yourself with how it all works? Even if he did not have a setup for the majority of the 8 months the Manatreed Twitter account existed, they did tweet that George Holt set up their stream on 12 January and tweeted on 12 December that they would be streaming soon. That implies at least 2 months of having a setup. Their Minecraft skills are a bit rusty, which isn't that big of a deal for a mainly story-driven server like the DSMP, but I doubt that will be the main focus of his content in the long run, and watching someone stumble about the game can be frustrating. None of that is necessarily a big deal, we all have to start somewhere, but being thrown into the deep end of 200k absolutely rabid viewers, without any apparent knowledge of how to stream, how to organize a stream, or how to play the game they advertise themselves for. Let's not forget his photos were tagged numbermixit. There was no chance for Manatreed to familiarize himself with having any semblance of viewership in this DSMP fandom climate at all, because this fandom is quite unique in how it operates. More on that later, especially after mentioning having really bad anxiety. That is insane. Dream SMP stands are notoriously invasive right off the bat. Every streamer that has been added in the last year or so has been asked about their boundaries, sexuality, pronouns, shipping stance, etc., and it seemed to me that Manatreed had no clue about this, nor was warned beforehand by Dream, or any other DSMP creator, to have something prepared to rattle off when asked about it. This again circles back to the point of preparation, and of which there was seemingly none, after 3 months of very deliberately hyping them up, a push for 300k Twitter followers, and a conspiracy that was played into. Being thrown in front of the wolves like that begs the question, why not help them with videos, to get their channel started to grow something of an audience, instead of just throwing them in front of 200k viewers on his first stream, after playing into a fandom conspiracy for funsies. A shout out like, hey guys, this is our old friend Ali from MCPVP, and he's been streaming for a while. He's awesome and a sweetheart, go check him out, and show him some love. Rating them, or featuring him on a stream would have curbed a notoriously rabid fandom's expectations more than the 300k Twitter followers thing, and letting all the unrealistic expectations snowball from there. Especially after all the initial critique, and when Dream responded to that critique on this sub, this situation was in my opinion entirely foreseen and preventable. Being shat on for getting back into contact with an old friend can't feel good, and I don't think the situation is fair to Manatreed in the first place, but especially not when it, in my opinion, could have been foreseen by the big names involved. The Dream team was able to reconnect with Punts without making half an hour to rating. He had a thing going on for his own, through which he'll learn and perfected streaming in a very public way, but on a smaller scale than he has now, and they managed to massively boost his career like that. Similar things happened with Samjud, Anfers, and Boomer. Dream has a long precedent of lifting up friends of the DSMP, but the way he did it with Manatreed was entirely different, and, by his own admission, helping Sapnap and George when they first started their careers. He should know how to work with people with little to no experience and starting from the ground up. The issue with Manatreed isn't that he's a seemingly random guy being handed a platform for free, it's that a lot of the events and expectations leading up to this stream were so massively inflated for something that was ultimately just an elaborate shout out, but ultimately made a person with no experience whatsoever face a fifth of a million people live on camera, all of whom had some kind of expectation that those involved knew he could not fulfill, and did not have the time to ease into, leading to the entire situation becoming extremely messy. Why didn't he just start streaming with 300 viewers instead of building massive hype and streaming with 200,000 viewers? Seems like he was setting himself up for failure. Those two statements don't really make sense together. After 2 hours the viewership count was still over 100,000, and was still the top of Twitch, and a higher viewership average than even my last stream. Whenever I reached out to him, I saw a unique opportunity. He had made a new account under a new name, and that was something that intrigued me. The fact that he had no content under his current name, but wanted to make content intrigued me more than if he had a massive backlog. I saw people speculating that it was me, and saw the unique opportunity it presented. If it seems like I played into it, it's because I absolutely totally did, and the entire content strategy that I talked to Ollie about involved dragging it out and letting natural hype build. The best type of marketing is marketing that doesn't feel like marketing. Obviously me saying no it's not me guys is going to make people think it's me, even if I'm literally saying it's not. I don't reply to things. Tweets at around the same time. Me replying to tweets. Sapnap and George replying to things. The speculation and the hype was intentional. What he does from here on out is to be seen. He's an awesome guy, though, and I'm sure I'll be doing a lot of stuff with him. As for not having content, everyone would have said the same about me in July 2019. I made my Twitter and Instagram shortly before, all my videos were gone, my TikTok wasn't made until 2020, etc. Yet I've been making content since 2013 on various YouTubes and streams. Ollie's actually streamed and uploaded plenty of videos before, believe it or not, just not as Manatreed, and a lot of it is a learning experience. Especially with a ton of anxiety. I've streamed hundreds of times, and didn't know how to help him fix the problem he was having, on the exact same software as him. Being an experienced streamer and a good streamer are two different things. Especially for things that you only have to set up one time ever, and then they are good forever. Multiple other streamers had no clue how to fix it either, but we're trying. As for giving him a brief, I did give him a brief, but most of the brief was don't be an idiot, be a good person, be yourself, and people will adore you because you're awesome. I did mention people will probably ask his pronouns, sexuality, boundaries, etc. Literally everything you mentioned, but you're acting like he needs a script, when it's literally questions about how he feels about certain things. Not sure how he was unprepared to answer honest questions about his thoughts. Haha, either way, nobody is upset due to their expectations not being met. They're either upset because they're jealous or envious, and that's pretty much the only reasons. And either way, I could give a rat's ass. He's awesome, he's my friend, and anyone that is envious should use that as drive to push harder. Success is a combination of preparation and opportunity. Most of the time, that opportunity comes through luck. Your preparation though isn't luck, and how you take advantage of the opportunity through further preparation isn't either. Also, as for the hate, could have been avoided, or it was totally predictable. It was totally predictable, but not really avoidable. The only way it would really be avoidable is to not hype him up as much, which is totally stupid. Every small member that's joined has had tons of people complaining about how the Dream SMP is a free ride, but not all of them had 200k on their first stream, which amplifies that sentiment. People get a large boost when they join the SMP, and in part, that's because the viewers have had good experiences with the majority of the past editions, because it takes much more than being an experienced streamer to get into an SMP full of friends.